Why did Russia invade Ukraine? Experts say the cause of the military conflict can be tied to a complicated history, Russia's tension with NATO and Vladimir Putin's ambitions. By Elliot Davis Jr. Predictions of a full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine came true in the early morning hours of February 24. Russia accumulated up to 190,000 troops, according to reports from the US, on the Ukrainian border over the course of several months. The buildup of forces around Russia's neighbor and the former Soviet state began in late 2021 and escalated early this year. Before the invasion, Russian President Vladimir Putin recognized the breakaway regions. The Russian-backed rebels Donetsk and Luhansk, both in the disputed Donbas region, are independent people's republics and ordered peacekeeping troops into those areas. What started out as a worrying situation but surrounded by hope for dialogue and diplomacy has grown into what Ukraine's foreign minister described as the most blatant act of aggression in Europe since the Second World War. Second World. While what happens next is impossible to predict, experts have insight into the origins of the conflict. They say the roots of the tensions may be tied to some combination of the two countries' complicated histories, Russia's ongoing tensions with the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and one's ambitions. Putin. What is the history between Ukraine and Russia? Russia and Ukraine have what they might describe as a common or complex legacy that goes back thousands of years. During the last century, Ukraine, known as the cornerstone of Europe, was one of the most populous and powerful republics in the former Soviet Union as well as a major agricultural staple until it declared its independence in 1991, according to the Council on Foreign Relations. But Russia has since kept a close eye on its western neighbor, while Ukrainians have at times found their independence fraught with turmoil, with periods of protests and government corruption. Note that Ukraine's ambitions to align more with the West, including its openly stated interest in joining NATO, was established at least to thwart Union expansion. Soviet Union was met with aggression from Russia, the Council noted. Tensions peaked in 2014 after the Ukrainians ousted a president with ties to Russia. Russia, with its unequivocal claim to protect ethnic Russians and Russian-speaking people from persecution in Ukraine, has annexed Ukraine's Crimea region in a move widely condemned by the international community. At the same time, Russia increased dissent in the Donbas region of eastern Ukraine, supporting separatist movements in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions leading to armed conflict. The regions declared their independence as both sides faced a protracted stalemate. According to the Council, the conflict between the two countries continues to drag on, with at least 14,000 dead. When did the current conflict between Russia and Ukraine begin? Russia began to increase its military presence around Ukraine, including Belarus, a close Russian ally in northern Ukraine, in late 2021 for various reasons while remaining vague about its intentions. By December, tens of thousands of Russian troops had hovered over the border, virtually encircling the country and causing tension that led to a phone call between Putin and US President Joe Biden. Earlier this year, concerns were raised, escalated as the number of Russian forces encircling Ukraine increased. Biden and Putin have since spoken again. Sessions of the United Nations Security Council have been called to resolve the crisis, and many leaders from NATO, the US and other countries have called Russia de-escalates or faces retaliation in some form. The most recent estimates, before the invasion, put the number of Russian troops on the border at close to 200,000.